You know, sometimes I look at Naina and I really love her and I'm so proud of what she's achieved. But I also know she is a primary candidate to be absorbed into a cult. like,
100%.
like you would 100% be like a cult leader would come to you and be like, actually, I opened my third eye. Hi guys, welcome back to Moment of Silence Pod. I'm Sakshi Shivdasani.
I'm Nana Bhan. And today,
I love that every time she says I'm Naina Bhan, I don't know if it's gonna be like the girly pop moment of silence intro. This was a Aaj Tak intro, just
and I am Nana Bhan. I'm Nana Bhan. Whatever, just someone,
she's an actor. We can tell. Yeah,
please, someone tell
Stunning.
me I'm an actor. I'm really.
You're
I'm
an actor. You're an
I'm
actor.
an actor.
This is what the nepo babies say to themselves every morning. It's worked for them, so it'll work for you.
Oh. Okay, what are we talking about today?
Okay, so British Vogue.
Yeah.
The Vogue was the most Indian accent ever.
Simon, go back.
British Vogue just came up with an article claiming that having a boyfriend is embarrassing. And everyone was not shocked at all because, unfortunately, in our heart and soul, everyone believes that. But it was more like an answer to the trad wives movement where it's like boy centered women are essentially doing themselves and their girlfriends who have been with them through like everything a big disservice by prioritizing a man who can't do the bare minimum in most cases. But of course, if you're a man and you're watching this, not all men, you know.
Fuck, Sakshi's come with hard energy. I'm just gonna say, okay, forget what your partners
Vogue.
can do. British Vogue. Forget what your partners can and can't do. Making your partner your entire personality, regardless of gender, is not the most ideal way of moving through your life.
I agree. I feel like it is mainly about like not centering men because men don't really center women like that. You know, so it was kind of a reality check. It was very Carrie Bradshaw coded. Like she would fully write that. But I do think that in the middle there was a lot of like, you know, all these girls going like, oh, my boyfriend's my best friend. I would rather hang out with my man. Like girls' night is a not an option because like can my boyfriend join, and I would be lying if I haven't done it in the past, you know. But there is something like, you know, that your friends like, ah, I don't want her boyfriend to be there. I like she knows it because she doesn't want her boyfriend to be there. Your boyfriend's the only one kind of clueless about it. But what are your thoughts on the enough
Okay.
from me?
Enough from you. One, I think that the journalist deserves a raise because she has done for print journalism what no one has done in a long time. Every magazine I know is throwing an event and throwing a party and doing this and that to stay relevant. And this woman has found the most clickbait title in the world and repackaged the thought that we all have every day of our lives. So, salute to you, ma'am. You've done an amazing job. You can take the rest of the year off. Okay, just to jump ahead a little bit, I feel like it's a harder thing to talk about in an Indian context because literally from ancient times up till now, a lot of like a woman's safety, security, access to wealth, access to education, anything has been through men.
Right. So actually, in that vein, I did my own research. Yesterday, I was at dinner at my parents' house. It was my mom's cousins, all women, and my dad and my sister and me. So my dad was outnumbered, and I said, "Hey, I'm shooting this podcast tomorrow. There's this article that's come out," and I just said the title of the article. I just said, "Having a boyfriend slash having a partner is embarrassing," and all the women kind of looked at each other and went like, and my dad, my lovely father, who I really love a lot, okay, has said, "Ah, that article must have been written by a hell of a scorned woman." And we have all looked at him and we were like, yo, why are you taking it personally? You know, it has nothing to do with you. And then my mom was like, you know, I agree with the article. So case closed, I guess, for my dad. He is a little embarrassing. I will say he sits shirtless when my friends come home. So,
Poor guy.
No.
Let him be. I feel like
No.
this is stuff for the newer generation. Let the old generation just live, okay?
No, but all of my mom's cousins also are older, and they said, like, I explained to them, it was like having your life centered around men is embarrassing, or like I said, a lot of women do end up centering their lives around men. And again, all the married women in the room were like, that is so true. Even if it's something small, like if the staff is entering the house in the morning, my mom has a habit of like keeping the door slightly ajar for like 2 minutes before, so he doesn't ring the bell, so that my dad or my sister are not disturbed in the house. So when she's showering, that's a thought in her head of she's at lunch with her friends and my dad isn't at work. She's always like, okay, I should rush home because I have to tell the staff to make tea for my dad. So it's not even like she's doing all the work. So, but she was like, my life is very centered around my husband just as a function of how society works. And then her cousin, who's lived in New Jersey for like the last 60 years of her life, is married to a pretty independent man. She said she also, like, when she's coming on these 1 week trips to India or anything, she has to make sure that a lot of things are like sorted at home before she can leave the country. And that kind of, even though we are very vocal about it, and I asked her, why aren't like, how come y'all didn't like question all of this growing up? And she was like, honestly, I don't think we were taught to think. So
Which is a fact.
yeah. So now that you guys are thinking and you guys are questioning it, and the very fact that this conversation is allowed to take place by the youngest member in the room is like, we have done a service to the daughters in our family by allowing them to kind of be themselves and develop their own thoughts.
I was going to say exactly this. Again, I come from a two-daughter household. I don't come from a family where there have been a bunch of patriarchs reigning over all the women. I haven't seen it. It's not been my life. And the nicest thing I think that my parents have been able to do for us is, one, encouraged us to be like, if we have any negative thoughts, if we have anger, aggression, if we have curiosity about a way a certain system is, they've never come in and been like, no, but this is the way.
Right.
So I've never felt any of that at home. And my whole thing is, when growing up, either way, I was like fully boy paglu, like intense. Okay, still growing up, yeah, not anymore.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, I saw it in your eyes. But anyway, but my big thing is that if I feel like there's a behavior that I want to change, I commit to overcorrection so hard. Like, I am the girl who takes real therapy, and I hate that about myself.
Yeah.
You know, and I hate it. Every time I see a reel and it catches me, and my algorithm is like, it'll catch me at night when my free will is over. Okay, so I'm already a little subservient to the internet. And then some like white chick will like throw something about, and this is how you should be treated, and that's how you should be treated. And I'm like, take my money.
Really?
Yeah, and I hate it because I should be smarter than this. And then I start like going into this spiral of like, am I centering my life around men? Have I centered my life around men? Have I wasted my life? Because what's the point of being like older and decentering? You need to be young, hot, and decentering.
You are all those things.
Yeah, I know, but it's like,
why did I say unfortunate? You're all those things.
Fortunately. But that's what I'm saying, that when a habit is new for you, it is really difficult to regard what is your intuition saying and what is your anxiety saying.
Yeah, but just to ask, when you say overcorrection, is it like because you were kind of like centering men, you like overcorrected to hating on men?
I mean, 100 episodes later.
Because that was a big reality check. Like, obviously, a very licensed reel told me that like hating on men is also centering men, right? And I'm very guilty of that. But the thing is, for me, as a genre of content I pick dating and relationships because that's what works best on my page. And then I'm fishing for content all the time. So I'm always asking people who they're dating, how their life is going. Like walking around with me is like walking around on the sets of relationship advice because I'm always fishing. But then in that aspect, I'm like, I guess because I'm also vlogging, I kind of give it like, oh, it's fine. It's work related that I'm centering relationships and dating and all of that. But at the end of it, I am centering it. But I would give myself some credit for at least monetizing my centering around
That's
men.
true. That's true. Okay, I'm going to ask you some questions because we came up with the format.
Woo.
But before I ask you these questions, I will say that, yeah, I have overcorrected to the fact that now I'm decentering men by nitpicking every detail of their existence and removing the fact that they are people and that people are flawed human beings.
Can I please tell you what I've done last night? Okay, so I was talking, okay, and I got interrupted. And I have created such a taba tod scene that I have woken up in the morning and I'm like, means am I a strong, independent woman or am I a raging bitch? And I feel like I'm centering myself. So I'm a strong, independent woman.
See, me as a millennial, I'm like, what's the problem? What happened? I'm still not understanding.
And it was literally like, I'm pretty sure now looking back, I interrupted because he wasn't done with his full sentence. But once I started talking, everyone needs to,
Listen,
you know.
I've gone and taken our own shitty advice, and last time I had an argument, I put it through ChatGPT. First, someone explain how do you put an entire chat on ChatGPT. मैं screenshot मार के थक गई, okay? बहुत ही लंबी conversation थी. Then I put it on ChatGPT. Of course, ChatGPT is run to my defense, right? They're like, you're beautiful, you can't make any wrong decisions. I was like, nahi. ऐसा धोखा मेरे साथ नहीं हो सकता.
Be impartial.
Yeah, come on, be impartial, chat. Tell me what did I do wrong? And this little kamini has gone and said, nothing. I'm telling you, honestly, truly, you haven't done anything wrong. Absolutely fucking wrong, because now that I'm on the other side, 48 hours later, and my nervous system has calmed down, I know that I fucking spiraled, okay?
Yeah.
I will still say that my argument was a good argument that I put forward.
Bro, that's the worst. Imagine working so hard on an argument to lose. And then I don't believe that, the relationship is not like, it's not you versus me. It's us versus the problem is bullshit, because I'm trying to win. So, and this is how you lose. If you go like, oh, right, if you win, I also win, because it's us versus the problem.
Look,
fuck off.
100 on 100, communication skills are amazing. What am I fighting for is the flawed argument. Us versus the problem, I'm the problem. So what are we versus?
It's you versus him then.
No.
It is. Go fight your battle.
Don't take Moss advice. This is a joke, okay? Life, this entire podcast is like fun. Like
no, I feel like if we had to do a genre of content, it would be us, Bare Biceps, Raj Shamani. Like, we are the gospel truth. Please take my advice for happy, healthy, functioning relationships.
This episode is sponsored by Raj Shamani. 100 episodes later, we have created a country for ourselves. It is called Moss Nation.
Mossistan.
Yes, Mossistan. And we are the president and prime minister of this nation.
Amazing.
And we have some decrees that we want to rule.
These are the rules for Mossicious.
Yes. Sakshi, Prime Minister Sakshi.
Yeah.
What do you have to do as a man to get into Moss Nation?
Oh. You know, unfortunately or fortunately, I feel like the ideal man in Moss Nation is a misogynist. Because what would we do?
That's true.
If it's like a nice man,
that's true.
Means my kacha kisko chabao. Like, it has to be a misogynist. Like, it has to be like a closet misogynist, I would say.
Yeah.
The men that I would love to have and hang out with and everything are gay men.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they would make it more fun. I feel like we would be safe. And then, like,
I think we should post them at all the borders. Like, they need to roast anyone that's trying to come in.
Especially anyone wearing skinny jeans, not allowed. I'd stand at the border also.
every performative male is in jail in Moss Nation.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. But like in a jail where like basically what's their punishment? Because being in jail, they'd be like, yeah, I believe that all men should start from prison. Like, you know, a performative male's jail, what would that be?
It would be a bunch of really attractive women withdrawing consent.
That,
Then I want to see them perform.
the incel comes out.
Yeah.
I feel like
I'm so nice, मैं अच्छा बंदा हूँ, तू मेरे साथ डेट पे नहीं जाएगी, तू मेरे साथ डेट पे नहीं जाएगी.
yeah, cool. I respect that, but I just think it's fucked up that you let me buy coffee for you when you know you weren't even gonna let me come to your house after. I feel like also they're not allowed to wear black nail polish.
Oh fuck.
You take away all their tote bags. They have to carry a backpack. A performative male's worst nightmare. But I feel like a closet misogynist is still my pick for. So we want men, in Moss Nation.
I didn't say I've decentered them. I'm here for
They
them.
would stand in the circle in the big middle.
What kind of
the
women are allowed
nation.
in Moss Nation?
I think all women are allowed technically, but I would still have to do like there has to be two references, you know, like Raya. Like
Fair.
if it's a girl that, and I've run into a couple of them, I thought they were an extinct species, but I ran into a pick me like, oh, I have so much drama with all girls hate me, all my friends are boys. Like she was verbatim saying these things, and I asked her, I was like, is this a Halloween costume? But it wasn't. It was just her life, and I was like, I love the pick me costume, but it was just her being her.
Yeah, this is one thing I've retired. I can never go back to saying all my friends growing up were men. It makes me feel like such a loser. I don't want to claim any of them. I don't want to claim any of them. The only man I claim is my father.
So fair.
Period.
So fair. And depending on the mood he's in, he can also set for me.
By the way, my sister and I have had such a fucking pivot, okay? Because I grew up being like, oh man, love them. They're the best. Like, girls suck.
Yeah.
Because they were so mean. And then my sister was the ulta. And now she's like, you're not giving them a proper chance. I was like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Men,
Yeah,
like,
because she's like, I've only had the best experiences.
you know, so fair. I'm sure she has. She's very hot also. I feel like,
I was going to say, yeah, there's a reason for
yeah,
having better
yeah.
experiences.
Like, but the thing is, the more you offer like your appearance up to men, you know that the day you like age and like you maybe give birth, like there's so many times like obviously your appearance is not centric to your person. So if a man is only attracted to you, like treating you nicely because they're physically attracted to you, then you're setting yourself up for failure, is what I think.
I agree. Because genuinely, if you turn to any of those guys and you try to come on to them, find me one guy who wouldn't come
Yeah.
back onto you.
No, so fair. And also, like, you should see, like, how men treat women they aren't attracted to. And you'll be so appalled by the things they say about them. Like, if you have guy friends, I urge you to, like, hear them talk about women that they don't want to
Hook up with.
fuck.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, hook up with. Sorry, that was like the most, I scanned my full brain for like the most politically correct word. I came up with fuck. The other contenders were smash and
boing.
ram.
Ram. Why is all of yours so aggressive? Mine is like
Hey.
make love, whisper gently in ear.
Aftercare. But there's no sex. It's just care.
It's just. I was going to say I want 2 referrals for the men in my life. Like I feel like if you need to know if a guy's a nice guy, you need to have men vouch for him and you need to have women vouch for him.
You don't need to have men vouch for
You
him.
do. There
What?
are because men like I've seen in my life like the guys are very good at sussing out weird guys,
Yeah.
and they're also equally good at sussing out normal guys.
But one second. Vetted guys can vet other guys.
Vetted guys can vet other
They
guys.
can vet other guys for days. And I won't stop them.
Okay, got it.
What's a law that you would have in Moss Nation? Like if you had to do one law, just one, apart from the basics.
Seed cycling for all women.
Just shut up. You know, Daddy, Naina, can I please tell them? She has messaged me. I've thought about a merch idea for Moss.
It wasn't a merch idea
Oh, sorry,
for Moss.
sorry. A
It was
business. That's worse. A business idea for Moss. And I was like, okay, what is it? She was like, seed laddus based on seed cycling. And I've read this and I'm like, in the middle of 8 things, I've seen it. And I'm like confused. I'm like, I don't know if she's having an aneurysm or what. And I was like, hey, you know, it's a little pseudoscience, right? And she was like, trust me, seed cycling and laddus. At least make it like,
I'll tell you why.
please.
Because I was like, then it's open to all women. Like, older women will not be like, this is some fad. Every woman eats a laddu.
I don't eat seeds, Zara laddu. Give me that moti
What if it's
chur.
very yummy?
How will a seed laddu be yummy?
That's what we have to figure out.
That what is our bro? That day she tried to cook something and she poured it in her drawers. What is our cooking?
The cooking was
experience?
good. the taste was amazing.
Yeah, you licked it off the drawer.
We don't need to know that.
Okay. Yeah,
That
seed
wasn't part of the
cycling.
KI. And what 8 things are you doing that you cannot read my message? Please say those 8 things. Yesterday, Sakshi has been unavailable the whole day. She was at a face gym.
I went for 1 hour. Before that, I had 3 calls for 1 hour because I'm scripting actually for something which didn't work out. So thanks for reminding me about my unemployment. Because this week also I just have to say, I might be a little snappy because I'm on a calorie deficit as of Monday. So I was trying to figure out what to eat, and like firstly, this was like 4 weeks ago. You should be happy I remembered and I responded instead of going like, there's tension today there. What
What's
is your
your
law?
rule?
Seed cycling.
Seed cycling.
Yeah.
I think I'd be like the really, like, I would create a dictatorship of female icks, you know? Like, I would say free bleeding, and everyone would be like, oh,
Yeah.
finally, the women get a nation and we have to do this stupid fucking shit.
Yeah, like shit.
Ecstatic
No
moon
shaving.
dancing.
No shaving.
No shaving.
Even
Or
if you really want to.
Yeah.
I'm taking away choice. I'm overcorrecting.
everyone has to get a septum piercing.
Nipple piercings. No bras allowed.
No bras allowed.
No.
Yeah.
Everyone
do?
gets 1 free tattoo at
Yeah.
least, and then you decide whether or not you want a second one.
It has to be a cherry.
On your ass.
Yeah.
I have one.
That's what it's after our Prime
qualified.
Minister, Sakshi Shivdasan.
The campaign is just me with my ass out.
And it's not sexual because
No,
it's a
it's-
female nation.
yeah.
It's just a part of a human body.
You know, we should make a movie about like a world dominated by women. Maybe then, you know, they go to the real world and then the men find out that the men are actually in charge in the real world. And then I'm describing the Barbie movie.
Yeah, I
if you
was
didn't
wondering.
understand.
Yeah, I was like, is
the
this
joke.
Mad Max? What movie? It's not an Indian movie for
It's
sure.
Barbie.
Okay. It's not Baghi, right?
No.
Okay.
That Barbie was too fun. We can never recreate it.
What's scarier, Sakshi?
Oh,
A pick-me or a performative man?
a performative man.
I would say a pick-me because I need to know who my allies are. And if my ally is only like working for the other team,
Right, but a performative man like gains your trust.
performative man, so you can flick away like a flash.
That is true.
Yeah.
But you don't know. Like, you know, some men are really good at performing. They're really good at faking it. As opposed to women. But so I don't want to trust someone and realize that they're actually a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Okay.
Trust is important.
A man your dad's age hitting on you or a boy who's 17 hitting on you?
A boy who's 17 because he doesn't know better, and I can be like, hey, stop. I am your mom's age. But a man my father's age hitting on me is like, hey, stop. I'm your daughter's age. Disgusting.
Men who use pickup lines or men who don't realize you're flirting?
It's scarier.
Yeah, because I don't want to be rejected that
That's
hard.
so fair, dude.
Yeah.
No, that's a
Men,
solid
again, men with
reasoning.
pickup lines, you can just be like,
I don't mind a pickup line.
it's
It
not-
doesn't work, but I don't mind
Mind
it.
it.
Like My favorite thing is, and I've said this a bunch of times, as soon as anyone does anything to give me the ick, I have started verbally saying, ew, yuck. And it works like a charm. And I recently saw this post, like, it's crazy how, like, a woman being a bitch or a woman being fucking outright weird is possible as long as she's put together. And I've really been testing it. And the days I'm not, like, put together, I don't try. I don't want to see what happens to me in that situation.
A man who says I'm an empath or one who jokes, don't worry, I'm not a psychopath. That's very scary. I'm trying to think about my entire
of
life.
silence.
Seriously.
For realizing that men are so scary.
And the last is a man without a job or a man who won't pick up your calls during office hours. A man without a job, hands down.
Depends on what phase of life you're in.
Just shut up.
A man without a job is scarier, but both are scary.
Like, the only time it's acceptable is in high school.
I mean, the job market is really bad. It is really bad. Like, what if a man's like trying to get or not a man, anyone trying to get a job and they're unemployed? Like, I need someone to like wake up in the morning and at least look for work. Go put up flyers on trees. But I'm okay with like, you know, the job market is really bad. There's a lot of unemployment in this country, if you can't tell by the comments on our reels. But yeah, a jobless man is scary.
But one thing I do feel is that...
I love your ring.
Oh, thank you. I have 3 rings and I keep cycling them.
No, I know, but like every time you like pair your jewelry together, it's really like, wow.
Thanks.
You know? Yeah.
Thanks.
Because it's like, Naina's wearing like a white t-shirt and blue jeans, but she looks like she just got off like a runway.
Oh my God.
Stunning. Yeah.
Who needs men?
Who needs...
Okay, I was going to say that I feel like younger people have taken the fun out of dating.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like it's become very, very intense. Everyone is out there looking for what something means. Everyone's looking for husband material, wife material. There's no like time to figure who you are. There's no time to lightly experiment. Do you feel the same?
I mean, I'm not young anymore, so I know I have taken the fun out of dating. But I feel like young people just don't get the appeal
of dating.
Yeah, because there is no appeal.
There is appeal.
Men are not taking girls out on fun dates anymore. Like the 2000s rom-com vibe is not a vibe. Like it's always like link up or however the kids talk. You know? Like it's not fun because like no one's going on like the quintessential like arcade dates and all of that is still fun, but it's not fun if you have to like plan it. It's always like the first date is always fun, but then after that it's downhill, so then might as well look at a husband material because the fun I can have with you also.
No, but okay, so I feel definitely that I do find that apps have killed romance a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you already have so much information going into it. Of course, from like a safety perspective, it's great.
Yeah.
But from just figuring out as you go along and from like just being in a lighter version of yourself, being curious about another person, it's kind of died out.
Okay, so describe in your perfect, like think about like the love of your life. What is your perfect way to meet them?
I wouldn't mind meeting them like at a...
You wouldn't mind is different.
No, I
describe your perfect meet cute.
I don't have a perfect meet cute. I wouldn't mind meeting somebody at the gym. I wouldn't mind meeting somebody like while I'm out and about, like maybe at a gallery, you know, something cute like that.
Are you going to galleries?
Yeah, I do go.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been in a month, but yeah.
Oh, you go like...
Yeah, there's like a
regularly?
nice show on or something, definitely.
We lead such different lives. I've never gone to gallery out of free will.
No, but like, you know, somewhere where you might have light interests that match, and then you can just have a normal conversation about the interest versus someone throwing a pickup line at you or something like that.
Which is why I think run clubs are so...
run clubs are good, yeah.
But I feel like if I was an actual runner, it would really irritate me that people are coming there just for dates. You know?
Why?
I don't know. It's like...
And who is in a run club to actually run?
The people that started run clubs
No,
actually.
I don't think they also believe in... This is not about...
They don't like running, actually.
No, it's a community event, right? If you had to just run, then you could run solo.
Right. But then the people who are just like coming for the dates
Yeah.
is a little.
I think it's the best time to meet someone is like after you've had a workout. Because you're so happy, like you're in your best energy.
That is true.
And
But
you're not drunk. And like there's an entire day in front of you.
someone I know actually got married to someone they met when they were drinking at the Daily in Bandra. And they were both drunk and they exchanged Instagrams. And then the next day, he didn't text her because he was like, she's gonna be weirded out. But then she texted him. And I was like, in this digital day and age, to be drunk at guys, if you're like drinking on a Saturday night, continue. Y'all might find the love of your life.
I would say that is my least favorite way of meeting somebody.
Really?
Yeah.
Because then at least I'll have the same like club rat personality.
I don't want a club rat personality.
Not you, nah.
Yeah.
The two people
Yeah,
at the
those
club.
people, yeah, enjoy
It's
it.
not your favorite, but it's. And what's your least favorite meet cute?
Meeting someone at a club, like
More than dating apps?
yeah, dating apps is still like I would not want to meet anyone at a club.
Fair. Yeah. I also feel like no one would enjoy you and our personality at a club. If someone's attracted to that, then they have issues.
Fair.
We're the biggest sadus. Yeah. I'm thinking about an ideal meet cute for me, and I just know that if it was anywhere but a dating app, I would come across so hostile. So I guess that's out.
Sakshi, I've never seen you on a date. I've
Yeah.
never seen you in the beginning of a relationship.
No.
But I've seen you in other situations and the energy is very like,
Yeah.
do kya hai?
Yeah. And that's my energy.
So, any man who has managed to make it to soft girl Sakshi, I want to know what's the playbook? What do you have to do?
It's very easy.
It's very easy.
You've seen my soft side.
I've seen it, but I'm like, how did you reach that person?
Oh. I mean,
That little girl within.
yuck. I don't want anyone to reach to the little girl within me. I absorbed my twin in the womb.
What the fuck?
I love how we started the episodes like having a boyfriend is embarrassing. And now it's like, oh,
Where would you like to
a man reached the little girl and touched the little girl inside Sakshi. Sakshi eats little girls.
You're putting all this information out, okay?
Yes, of course. I take credit for it. You know, sometimes I look at Naina and I really love her and I'm so proud of what she's achieved. But I also know she is a primary candidate to be absorbed into a cult. like,
100%.
like you would 100% be like a cult leader would come to you and be like, actually, I opened my third eye last night. And she'll book a workshop. Third eye opening workshop.
I'm a very passionate person.
I
You said
agree.
to catch me on a good day and then I'll build everything out. Like I will Sheila your life. You can't say
She's
that.
a murderer.
Okay, minus
you
the
can.
murder. Alleged murder. I will
Alleged.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I think. But if the cult was like shave your head and all, Naina would be out.
It has to be an aesthetic cult.
Yeah. It has to be like this. Like
Like it
you're-
can't take up too much of my time. I should have some free will.
Yeah. No, you're 3 steps away from one of those Sobo aunties that has like a soft cult, you know, where like all her friends are also part of it. Like
A Ponzi
Tupperware.
scheme. Tupperware.
Like Tupperware
That's
vibe.
true. When I was a kid, my aunt was
Tupperware,
into
yeah.
Tupperware for a bit, like she was doing the sales.
Yeah.
And I found Tupperware so fascinating. And I was like, the opportunities are endless. And little did I know that as I grew up, technology would evolve much further. But like when I was a kid, Tupperware or the chopper, you know, that you pull
Yeah.
the string and it chops the vegetables.
Amazing.
Insane.
Ooh, speaking of vegetables, I just found. Can I plug a recipe?
Yeah, of course.
So Saloni Kukreja's egg salad on toast recipe. I've made it 4 times so far, and it is the best thing that I've ever put in my mouth.
Not the twin you ate in the womb.
No, I
Okay.
absorbed it.
Same amount of protein.
Same amount of protein, bro. Okay, Naina. we have once again successfully distracted from the video topic, but time to reel it back in.
I just want to say that we've gone in the last week through a deep dive, and it's just not me and Sakshi, it's our entire team sitting and looking at reviews for Pond Superlight Gel. And the reviews are intense. Like, these women are in a full-blown relationship, fully married, first child on the way with Pond Superlight Gel. Can I please read this to you?
Yes, of course.
This gel has seen me cry.
Okay, you're not special. Your skin. Sorry, I don't know why I come in with this snarky energy.
Sakshi's ready.
But I'm like, I want to roast the review rather than review the review.
Chalo. Cry, overthink, send risky texts, delete them, and still show up like, don't worry, babe, I got you.
I'll tell you what my problem with that is.
Yes, please.
So basically, why would you touch your phone and then put your hand in moisturizer and put it on your face?
Sakshi
You
with
know,
the science.
there's a. I love how you use the word science like it's astrology. There's no ar par about your science.
Whatever. It's literally skincare with emotional intelligence, calming, hydrating, no chip, no judgment. Enter judgment, Sakshi.
Enter judgment. Yeah. No, actually, that is true. It is calming, hydrate. There's something about like something cool on your face that is calming.
Yeah.
So I guess if that counts as emotional intelligence, I owe my exes an apology.
I feel like the Pond Superlight Gel is single-handedly creating the male loneliness epidemic.
Yeah.
The way this review is written, because you're just so happy with this moisturizer.
Like, this is a text that I would send to someone I really love. So
Yes.
it makes sense to put it to your moisturizer.
Bas lagao and instantly feel like your life's better, a little more sorted than it actually is. Relationship confirmed.
Amazing. I'm so happy. In last episode, we spoke about how AI relationships are getting out of hand, but this is not weird to you.
This is a little weird to me.
But it's also sweet.
Okay, here's my thing. I feel like there's scope for improvement. The reviews are nice, they're very dramatic, but I feel like we're missing that X factor, you know?
Because actions.
Speak louder than words. Let us show you. Sakshi is going to do an interpretive dance of
Yes.
this review. Don't worry, babe, I got you. It's literally skincare with emotional intelligence. Calming, hydrating, no chip, no judgment. Bas lagao and instantly feel like your life's a little more sorted. Ladies and gentlemen, Sakshi
Thank you.
Shivdasani.
Thank you.
Okay.
Amazing.
See, isn't that beautiful? Can you guys do some creative things? Can you rap it? Can you
I
sing
would
it?
love it in the tune of We Will Rock You.
Ooh.
Or that Shankar Mahadevan, the breathless thing.
Yes, I would love it as a roadies audition,
Amazing.
right?
I would be very shocked if we got these types of reviews, but I would also be extremely impressed, and I think you would earn our respect if you rapped or did anything creative with these reviews. And we will check back with y'all in the next episode. There are awards I have been told in your I'm commissioning awards right now, actually.
We're going to pretend that Sakshi doesn't have voices in our head that talk to her through our entire podcast episode.
We asked you guys on our Instagram what like y'all thought of the article, or like times your boyfriends have been embarrassing. So let's review those. It's time to review the
Reviews.
okay.
Sometimes I feel like the microchip in my brain, you know, like when your
You're
SIM
like
gets
severed.
loose. Yeah, it's
Like-
so severed.
No, but
No
it's,
idea what's coming out of my
like-
mouth ever.
You know, it's like sometimes if you catch Naina off guard and you ask her to complete the sentence, she can't admit that she wasn't following the train of thought. So she will finish the sentence. And I'd be lying if I said I haven't manipulated it for my own musty sometimes. Out of love and respect. Okay. Hi, Naina and Sakshi. I can't.
Yes, hello.
My boyfriend is what you'd call a total Karen. Wherever we go, he insists on speaking to the manager and ends up creating a scene. It's honestly so embarrassing sometimes. Once we went to a restaurant. Sorry, no. Once we went to a restaurant that serves chole bhature.
Bare minimum. Once only you go to a restaurant.
And when he asked an employee for a second helping of pudina chutney, the guy rolled his eyes at him. Sure, that was rude and all, but nothing worth losing sleep over. My boyfriend, though, went full Karen mode and nearly got into a fist fight with the poor guy. Needless to say, I walked out and waited in the car because I couldn't handle the second-hand embarrassment. Also, by the way, I love the pod. Sakshi is so funny. Naina is a style icon.
So I'm not funny.
Yeah.
I get it. Thank you.
Thank you. There was a story before that, actually. Yeah. Okay. Thoughts?
My first thought is that chutney deni chahiye thi.
That waiter should not have
He should
rolled
not have-
his eyes. That we all are in agreement for a
Yeah.
second serving of pudina chutney. But also, I have a feeling that this boyfriend has done some kand before. This waiter
Yeah,
rolled
no,
his
and
eyes.
the other side also, that even if he hadn't done you can't fight over a 5 rupee chutney.
Really. And my main thing is like, we've all been the girlfriend on the table when you know your boyfriend is like, snappy or something, and you're like, oh shit, ab trigger hoga. And then ho gaya. And it's like, what are you supposed to apologize on his behalf? Like, I feel like the best thing is to walk out. But it's really, if you're a man and you're watching this, it's not macho. It's actually really embarrassing to fight a person doing their job. Like, how much dedication do you have in your job that this waiter should be like, yes, of course, let me get you pudina chutney.
Yeah.
Like, leave him alone, bro. He's had a rough day. Maybe pudina chutney fell on his shoes.
And I have to say, like, Indians have mastered the art of where they have to throw a tantrum.
Yeah.
The minute the flight is 5 minutes late, I start looking at the floor because I know some guy
Yeah.
is going to come and do that fully rehearsed action choreography of how can you do this?
I'm a paying customer.
Relax. I mean, I don't think anybody there wants to do this to you. You can't start like attacking and physically assaulting service people.
It doesn't make any sense, firstly, and they'll only do it with service people because they know the power dynamic and they know that the service people can't say anything back. And it's also like they would never pull this shit when they're at dinner with their office people. They only pull it when they're with their girlfriend, and that dumb excuse of, but I'm most myself around you. Like, I don't want this version. Where is the version that's like, yes sir, yes sir,
I agree.
So rate 1 to 10 embarrassing.
10 on 10 embarrassing. And this is the kind of situation where if I was in that situation, I would go into my child self, because this kind of triggering is literally watching like your father lose his
Yeah.
patience. So I don't even know how to come as an equal and be like, this is fucking embarrassing, shut up.
Yeah.
Because I'm seeing my father like,
Yeah, you're a
In that
child
yeah.
again. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, but
For
going
you?
in, like, I would feel extremely bad for the service worker, and then it's like, you when you're with your partner, you have to put up a united front, and it's like, this is not the front I'm uniting for.
and the worst is when they do it in front of their kids.
Oh,
I get so icked out.
Can I please tell you such a dumb story?
Yeah.
Sorry for cutting
No,
you
no,
off.
please.
Basically, I
Yeah.
take sushi for physiotherapy, right? And there was these like parents there with their kid and their cat who was getting physiotherapy, and they dropped the cat off and they were supposed to pick up the cat in 45 minutes. So the mom didn't explain anything to this child, and she was like, come on, let's go now. So this child is like, but what about the cat's name? Like, give me a cat name, please.
Chunky.
But what about Chunky? What about Chunky? And Chunky. Is it because Kit Kat,
Mera
Chunky?
sim loose ho gaya.
Oh.
I don't know.
And the mom looks at him, and for her own musti, she has said, you keep fighting with him now, so we're giving him away. And this kid starts bawling. That's his best friend. And then she was like, now don't cry. When you had to be nice to him, you weren't nice to him. Now we've given him away. Now someone else has him. And for 5 minutes, she has just tortured her child. And stunning to watch.
Shut
like
up.
It was cinematic.
No one needs to be tortured.
It was very cruel. But as an observer,
Yeah.
it was stunning to watch.
His life has changed after that moment.
Bro. And then she was like, why are you crying? Obviously, we're picking him up in 40. But it's not obvious to your 5-year-old child, you know. The same way it's like not obvious to your 5-year-old child that you shouldn't yell at staff.
Read one more story.
This girl was in med school dating a toxic guy who was rich and tall, but abusive.
Fuck. Can't have it all.
And only wanted a wife while she wanted to be a surgeon. But she's also from a rich Delhi family and his money didn't impress her. Plus, she doesn't want to just be a wife. So she broke up with him. तो ये abusive तो तुम लोग ने ऐसे after thought में छोड़ दिया. Okay. Now she's with a great guy from London who treats her well and comes to India every month just to meet her. But he is not as tall and not as rich.
And
Plus-
not as abusive.
and not as abusive.
Yeah.
Plus, her parents don't like that he works in real estate and is not a doctor. She loves him and wants to commit, but keeps comparing his height and money to her ex. Hates that she thinks about these superficial things, but is asking if she should stay with him or break up. Okay. So, basically, unfortunately, I feel like this is a case of someone that's outwardly looking like they have it all, but she's not happy in the house, right? Because he's abusive, which we're all glossing over as a very
let's not gloss over the
yeah
abuse.
abusive and is not supportive, and he wants he wants her to quit her career as a surgeon. But because this man is not as tall and not as rich, she's a little bit embarrassed, and she keeps thinking about the superficial aspects of it.
Maybe I'm going to pull it one back and be like, maybe you kind of got used to somebody treating you badly that you almost crave it, which is why actually it doesn't matter if he's tall or short. It's that he doesn't give her that same toxic headiness that maybe the previous partner gave.
That because you can get addicted to the adrenaline in a toxic relationship. Also, maybe after a toxic relationship, any man that treats you well, you're like, obviously I should be happy.
Yeah.
But sometimes a man could be the nicest man in the world, but
he doesn't work for you.
Yeah,
It's okay.
it's okay. But definitely, if you're like having thoughts comparing like this absolute asshole of a man to like a nice man because he's not as tall or not as rich, or like because your parents don't like him, at least let the guy go.
And in the spirit of this episode, if we are decentering men, then it doesn't matter if it's guy A or guy B. It matters what you need from your life right now.
She's an icon.
So maybe it's neither of them.
Yeah. Maybe the real boyfriend is the subscribers we made along the way. Nena, we asked our audience, this week we were very chatty with our audience actually, because we asked them what kind of flirting actually works, and the lovely, accomplished people of Moss have answered. So, one person says, challenge me, but also flatter me. Strike a good balance. Make me root for you.
This is like a roadies audition.
Yeah. Like, this is literally the brief of a roadies audition. Like, it's like, oh, I'll be mean to you, but like, make me root that you cross my 8 layers, which I fully get the appeal of.
So I would say this person is looking for boyfriends and not a partner, because boyfriends will offer you this what do you call it?
Tumultuous.
Tumultuous, roller coastery, like heady thing where you can have fun, but like a partner, which is not embarrassing, is the person who will offer you the stability, etc., that might take you into the rest of your life.
थोड़ा मिर्च मसाला
डालूं?
नहीं
हाँ, अच्छा होता है.
मजा तो आता है,
एम्बैरेस भी करता है.
embarrass भी करता है.
वो का आर्टिकल लिख देते हैं लोग इस पे. हाँ.
बात तो सही है. When you're in the talking stage and on chats, he adds in a baby girl at the end of a sentence.
Yee.
Not for me.
Not for me.
Not to yuck your yum or anything. But I don't think baby girl works in the
The thing is that
accent.
that stupid guy from 365 Days has fucked it for me.
Oh yeah, the mafia guy.
That mafia guy, I don't know his
Baby
name.
girl.
And I think the world can be divided into the women who find him attractive and the women who don't. And those women are allowed to come to Moss Nation. I would like to go back to that. Yeah.
That movie was basically a Wattpad story come to life.
It was.
right?
But he was not sexy.
Yeah. Like he honestly, if it wasn't for the accent, he was really
What was he doing with his
I
face?
don't like I'm not liberal enough.
And you
for
know
that
the
movie.
men who like use him as an example of how to flirt
No.
with women. It's like the guys who go to dating coaches and it doesn't
Yeah.
work.
No, it doesn't work. It seems very like sleazy.
Yeah.
Like a used car salesman stereotype.
I never have a fantasy where a man abducts me for 1 year
No.
and then yeah, I'm like no, absolutely not.
Someone said chivalry dude. Panty dropping trick.
I agree. Chivalry, dude.
Chivalry dude.
The thing is, we also don't know how to react to chivalry anymore, right? I always thought like
Yes, sir.
I was gonna say I would go like come for an uppercut or something
Yeah.
because I don't know what's happening.
No, if someone's really chivalrous, I'm like, we're from different worlds.
Yeah. Like if he opens my door, I'll start opening his
Yeah.
door. Both of us are
Like then
like,
I start holding the door, and then if one day also doesn't happen, I'm like, you're supposed to open the door, and then I hate that version of myself, but I also love her.
yeah.
I had a boy send me a picture of him as a child sliding on a slide and say, "Sorry, I slid into your DMs." This is like means you're using your mama as a wingman for taking a photo of you 20 years ago.
But also I don't want a kid to slide into my DM.
Means I get the musty of it, you know? Like it's like, oh, this man really has put in effort to slide into my DMs.
Yeah.
But I would also be like, इसने ये बहुत लोगों पे use किया है.
हाँ, एक-
I don't feel special.
I agree. Like we do with our Moss thumbnails, we just slap any text on it and put it here, there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's long eye contacts while passing by, but feels slow-mo.
I hate eye contact. I feel so uncomfortable.
Yeah. My funniest trick, like not like a bit that I do is whenever I want something, I'll be like, or like I'm doing something I don't want, I'll be like, okay, my payment is 3 minutes of eye contact because you should see like how they start like getting so uncomfortable, and I'll be like, no, look at me, it starts now.
There's also, in the vein of like embarrassing things men do, there are some people who come with this like, I feel like there's a relationship coach in their head who's telling them what to do on a first date. And someone has said eye contact maintenance is sexy.
Yeah.
So then they just like keep looking at you,
But-
in this way that, and like,
I agree, but you don't appreciate good eye contact till you go on a date with a man that has bad eye
That's
contact. Means मैंने pedicure कराया ही नहीं है, तुम नीचे देख रहे हो. So embarrassing.
fair.
Intelligent flirting, the kind that shows you're a good observer. Something anecdotal plus hilarious. This is the brief of the pod.
It's very hard. I agree.
Yeah.
I would also like someone to remember something I did and then like bring it up.
Yeah.
Like this ring. Sakshi remembered that
yeah.
I wanted this and then she just got it for me. And I was like, this is
I love
beautiful.
that. Is it big for you?
No, I like to wear it on my thumb.
Okay.
Yeah.
I asked her first. Okay. Being a stone cold bitch to men. They lap that shit up.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. Like, no notes.
No notes. Yeah. Impeccable.
This is like, honestly, if you're nice to men, try being a bitch to them once. Like, just go like, okay, to anything they say. Say yuck when they're doing something really vulnerable. It's so funny. Ew, it's beautiful. I've never been happier than when I decided to be a bitch.
I'm so late on the trend, So I'm like, now I'm asking people if they're on their period. And I feel like it's the most up-to-date feminism I've ever done.
No, the best type of like, yeah, it's amazing because first you start a fight and then they get angry and you're like, oh, why are you reacting like that? Why? What's going on with you? Oh God. Life is all about having fun. When he,
Have you tried asking randomly, are you feeling low? It's really good.
because the men I date will be like, thank you for noticing.
That's true.
Like,
The men you date will be
really like it's like I'm playing checkers, they're playing chess, you know, because it's like even when I do the rage baiting videos for like the cricket or whatever, I have to cut out a response because I start getting mansplained the rules of cricket. So then I'm like, oh, so it doesn't really work. I was one. I was once on a date with this guy and he sent me a picture of his dog's poop. That was cute.
No.
Disgusting.
Oh.
Disgusting.
He built an entire nation for you. Don't
Yeah,
say
come
this.
on. Absolutely not.
But okay, whatever you like, queen.
Whatever you like. But I'm anyway like icky about bathroom stuff. So I feel like that would be my worst. Like I can pick up my dog's poop, but if I have to pick up some other dog's poop, I start gagging.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't like the texture. Like through a packet also you can feel the
It's
warmth.
different from your dog's poop.
Yuck.
I have a poop bias. For my dog's poop is the best poop.
Oh, I want to ask you a question. Do you think women should talk about their relationship problems with their friends? Because men feel like you should keep your private matters private.
So men can keep it private. I'm gonna talk. But the thing is, I feel like the way that it's structured is like women often feel like ashamed of having these problems. So if they don't discuss it with other women, they'll like start like building it up in their heads and all of that. And sometimes you need a friend to go like, you know, this is life.
Yeah.
Or like this is wrong, this is right. You need someone to sound it off of. Men are anyway little repressed emotionally. Like you know the Too Much episode where Twinkle Khanna and Kajol are talking about emotional versus physical cheating that went viral. So again, last night I brought it up at dinner, and then my mom was like, emotional cheating means how can a man who is emotionally stunted emotionally cheat? First you tell me. And I was like, that's so true.
That's actually really true.
Yeah.
What would emotional cheating look like for a man?
I feel like if they think about any other woman. No, I feel like you know how it's when things get old, like if you've been with someone for 20 years and then you find like a new person who's giving you attention and love and like all of those things because she is not occupied by the duties of your house, like she's not occupied raising your children, it feels fresh, it feels young, so she comes and tells you, oh, nice shirt, nice perfume.
Yeah.
And then they start kind of feeding into that and like going into the compliment zone and like going like, oh, she really cares for me, my wife who's raised my kids, who's taken care of my parents, she's just like
Nagging
not
me.
sexy
Yeah.
anymore, some dumb shit like that. I feel like that's emotional cheating.
Getting complimented by a different person.
If yes,
I'm breaking it down to brass tacks, but yeah. No, for men.
oh sure.
I feel like for a woman it would be like, I think everyone's looking for a savior. Like I feel like there's a lot of entrapment. You feel like, I don't know why also, and I'd like to open it up. Sometimes you want to like leave a relationship, but you feel like it's caging you in. But there's actually nothing caging you in.
No, it's your that makes so much sense. And then like you're saying a man comes along and you start confessing.
Yeah,
the man.
saying that, oh, you know, I'm locked and trapped, but actually the door was open. You can just
Yeah,
leave.
like that's so true. But why do you think that is? Like, is there any shame in leaving?
I think we should talk about it in our next episode where we will talk about, I think, women's sadness and anger and
Yeah.
why we hold on to these things. And I think it's just that, like trying to manage everyone's expectations
Yeah.
and thinking you are, I don't know, women have this weird narcissism where you feel like the world is broken if you don't fix it,
Yeah.
but you're also the smallest cell in the room.
And you're the only one breaking yourself trying to fix the world. And how can you pour from an empty cup?
Yeah.
So join us next week while we discuss such intellectual and amazing topics.
I can't
Wow.
even hear that with a straight face.
Thank you.
Subscribe.
Yes.
Subscribe to this channel if you haven't said it already.
Yeah. Bye.